Yo, what's good? It's Jay Pelham here and Pat Jr. from Pelham and Jr. And today's video is going to be really dope because we're going to talk about a plugin that's been around for quite some time, especially in the world of film and cinematic scoring, except we've just never gotten a chance to check it out until today. And that plugin is CineBrass from CineSamples. CineBrass is an orchestral brass library for Contact, and the samples were recorded at the legendary MGM scoring stage in Los Angeles and mixed by the same guy who's worked on huge blockbusters from the Avengers to Back to the Future. Now, the whole concept of CineBrass is to take those huge orchestral brass sections and bring them into the studio. And our goal for the video is to show you how producers like you or us can use CineBrass to make any genre of music. And CineBrass has so much functionality under the hood in terms of different articulations and things that you can automate that there's no way we're going to be able to showcase all that in this video. But what we are going to do is just run through some of the presets and see how we can use it in our own way to make something dope. And before we jump in, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more uploads, all right? Let's run through some of these presets real quick. We got our CineBrass library open up in Contact. And if you look at the interface, you have all kinds of different mixer presets. So they give you, it looks like 4 different microphones. You get the full mix and then you get close in room. So you could definitely play with various mixer and combinations of different microphones. You also get surround, and then there's an EQ here. And what's really cool is they already have mixer presets. So I'm pretty sure you could just click any one of these and quickly get to a different tone or texture that you want. And over here they have mapping, so you can map different articulations and different things to different velocities on your keyboard or your controller. And we come over here to settings. So this is pretty much basic stuff. You could go from mono to poly in terms of how many notes are playing at one time. You have various effects as well, like chorus, flanger distortion, and compression. You could also play with the dynamics and other stuff like that. So pretty standard stuff under the hood, but let's get into how this thing sounds. And if we just kind of run through some of the presets here, I have the first one loaded up, trumpet ensemble articulations. So that's pretty dope. Get into legato. Oh, shoot. Hold up. That's actually really cool. And you could also do stuff like mess with the mod wheel to change the expression of it. So that's pretty dope. I actually feel like scoring something. Wee, that's kind of dope. We got trombone ensemble articulations. Yeah, well, these things sound bananas. Let's check out one more. Let's go to ensemble chord sustains. Oh, geez. Oh, these are like whole chords. It's like when something ominous happens in a movie. No! Yo, that's all right. Let me stop being silly. Let's try to make some music, all right? So what I'm gonna do, just to make it that much obvious how easy it is to use this thing, I'm gonna load a ripcord. I'm gonna use our brand new preset pack, Trap Progressions 1, that you can get in the description below. And I'm gonna just mess around with some of these presets and see what I can come up with. Woo! I think that might be the one. Let's go through a couple more, but that might be the one. Shot number 15. Woo! let's go back to the earlier one, number 13. All right, let's loop that. Let's see how we can get a consistent articulation. It looks like it has to be a certain volume, right? So dope. So now we got a foundation, and let's just build on top of it. Let's double up. So I feel like let's add like 1 or 2 more joints, and then I'm gonna pass this joint off to Pat, and he gonna go crazy with it. Let's add some piano. I think we got enough brass in there, so let's add something with a different texture to give it a little bit more movement. So super tedious, but I want to keep how those notes are kind of off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move them all at the same time, just so they're not so right on the grid, because the brass isn't right on the grid. So all right, dope. I think we got a really good foundation for a sample. I'm gonna add a little bit of sauce in there, mix it a little bit, and then I'm gonna pass it off to Pat.
Yo, what's going on? It's Pat Jr. here. I am an artist, producer, and sound designer. Obviously, if I wasn't a sound designer, I wouldn't be doing this video. But anyway, I'm the creative director and a sound designer at Pelham & Jr. Today, I'm going to be taking a small composition that Jay Pelham made with some of the VSTs we got from the homies at CineSamples. Also, Jay Pelham might be a little upset that my side of the video is a little shorter than his, because it's pretty easy, you know? But yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna go pretty quick and just show what I did. You know what I'm saying? Did what it do what it did. So yeah, as you can see here, I just took the session that he used, pretty much like I stretched it out because I am a huge fan of having stems. I like to have full control over the sample when I'm working with it. Sometimes I'll use compositions, but I'm a huge fan. Like my homies know, I love stems, bro. I essentially like took certain parts of each song and kind of soloed them or paired them together. That way I could just have easy access on like one file, you know what I'm saying? So you got that first part of the sample. And of course, like he plays some keys on it. Yeah, it's crazy. And of course, he used our track progressions MIDI presets for ripcord, which made it even easier. So let me take you down to the sample section here. Essentially what I did was I started off with Serato sample, and I just took, you know what I'm saying, the full composition and just threw it in there, man. And I knew I wanted to use this main like section with just the trumpet and the, you know, the brass, the heavy brass to begin with. So chopped it up in Serato, and I wanted like open space because when I'm making a beat, like I'm making it for a rapper, singer, whatever. Like that's what I have in mind because I am an artist. I pitched it up, as you can see, 3 semitones because I just like how, you know, triumphant it sounded. If you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. Pretty simple, you know what I'm saying? And I liked it I liked it. I liked that last part, that dun dun dun, you know, part. So I left that in there. But then I bounced it. We didn't put a lot of it, or JP didn't put a lot of effects on the composition, which is cool, which is completely fine because that gives me room to kind of do my thing. And I have like a chain of sorts here. To get the sound that I have. So after I bounced it, because I like using audio more than MIDI when it comes to like the melodic sections at times, because it just gives you more control. I use stuff like Soothe just to kind of like get the resonance out just because of like the brass, you know, in the sample. And plus I pitched it up. I used RC20, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of that. I did some EQing. I added some saturation. And then I think the biggest part of this loop that gives it movement is this Panagement 2, which is actually free from Auburn Sounds. So you can hear the sample here. Yeah. And it just, I did the bass ducking preset, which essentially gives it that bounce. Cool. And then I'll just play my drum pattern here. You know, something with some bounce. Now it's time for the bass. Essentially what I did for my 808s is I used a one-shot. Logic has this very cool sampler. The EXS sampler, which they upgraded, and I'm glad they did. But yeah, so I threw a one-shot in here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I just threw it in there, used Knock, that's the name of the plugin, from Decap. There's an 808 Beefy preset on there. It's this plugin called Rift, man. It's actually really, really dope. It's one of those like weird plugins that, you know, you probably wouldn't see too many hip hop producers use because it's like, you know, like for EDM and electronic music, but I like to use just stuff that's kind of like out of pocket, you know what I mean? So I used it to just give it some like dirt and like make the 808 deeper, you feel me? So And then lastly, I soloed out like the cinematic piano melody here. And yeah, I just, you know what I'm saying, added it, just, you know, little sprinkles here and there in the beat. So for context. And just to make it sound a little different, I used Portal from Output just to give it some movement, you know, and then added some Valhalla shimmer, you know what I'm saying, to it as well. And here is the full loop, if you will. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We appreciate you watching. This was how to use CineBrass mainly to make a hip hop or rap, like current modern brass feeling beat. You know, we're hearing a lot of trumpets and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to Cine Samples. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, like I said, they have some new stuff on the way. I really enjoy this VST, man. CineBrass. They got CineWinds. There's plenty of stuff that, you know, that they have, but it's probably some of the realest wind and brass instruments that I've heard like out there.
What do y'all think of CineBrass? Have you used it? Are you thinking about getting it? Let us know in the comments, especially considering all the other options out there. But personally, we think CineBrass is definitely top tier for sure. Be sure to like and subscribe to the page and follow us on social media. Check all the links down below. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.